In 2013, the death of a dog caused a huge stir abroad, breaking countless hearts, and being called the saddest episode in the history of Family Guy, as well as the most painful moment for Stewie Griffin's car on the street. Although he was rushed to the hospital in time, the doctors were helpless due to the severity of his injuries. The incident came too suddenly, and the family members' faces were filled with shock and disbelief. They realized that Brian was not just a dog, but a family member who had been with them for many years.
Oh my God! Brian, no!
I can't believe it. You really... Damn it, Brian, you can't die!
His life was coming to an end. Brian's hazy eyes swept over each member of the Griffin family, leaving death, and tried his best to rebuild the time machine, but he always lacked the key materials. The last shred of hope, like a candle in the wind, was completely extinguished by the cold wind at the funeral.
Oh boy, this is probably the worst pain I've ever had to go through. The truth is, Brian wasn't just my dog. He was my best friend in the whole world. He was smart, he was loyal, and I guess what I'm trying to say is, he was like a brother to me, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life missing him.
Accept the reality. His hands trembling, he took out the prepared red roses and bid farewell to his friend, with the most passionate and sincere love. A month passed in the blink of an eye, and Lois Griffin still subconsciously made an extra portion of food. The family still couldn't adapt to life without Brian. Perhaps looking forward positively is the right thing to do. One can't always live in the past. The only way to get over the pain is to buy a new dog and fill the void with a new life. The family went to the pet store, and the gears of fate began to turn. Peter Griffin immediately took a fancy to a talking dog named Winnie.
Well, Vinny, welcome to our home.
Vinny, you must be starving. What can I make you for dinner?
Are you kidding? You're a hard-working lady. So tonight, I'm gonna make you dinner.
Winnie was smart, gentle, and understanding. Its arrival was like a lively rain, trying to wash away the traces of sadness. In just a few days, it became close to the family and won everyone's affection, gradually integrating into this big family. But only Stewie Griffin couldn't out Brian's death, because in Stewie Griffin's heart, Brian was an irreplaceable existence. If he even forgot Brian, then no one in the world would remember him. The more the family liked Winnie, the more Stewie Griffin rejected him. Winnie didn't get angry, but instead shared a similar experience of its own. It once had a beloved owner, a small but warm apartment, which was everything to it. But one day, the owner left and never came back, and Winnie eventually became a stray dog.
Well, so how...
Winnie gradually opened Stewie Griffin's guard with its story and gentleness. However, the gears of fate didn't stop there. Beneath the seemingly peaceful life, a greater storm was brewing. Stewie Griffin's longing...
Except Brian! I want Brian!
Winnie saw everything in its eyes, and was very concerned about this child. It even dressed up like Brian to comfort him. But in Stewie Griffin's eyes, it was just a poor imitation, because a substitute could never replicate the unique soul connection. But Winnie never wanted to replace anyone. He just hoped to be by the boy's side. Shane, to travel to the past to buy a new toy first. So the GLC in front of him was his past self, which meant that the time machine in another timeline still existed, and it could go back to the day before Brian's death.
Vinny, I need you to get that Stewie to take off his backpack. I've got to steal something.
Wow, Stewie, thank you for saving my life. A lot of other families would have just gotten a different dog and moved on.
We could never do something like that, Brian.
Stewie, what's happening to you?
When Winnie turned and left, he was willing to be forgotten again, just to fulfill GLC's deepest wish. Winnie wasn't a substitute for Brian. He was the quietest and most selfless bridge in GLC's healing journey. He didn't steal the spotlight, didn't cry, and didn't long for belonging. He just talked to GLC when he was in the most pain and took on his emotions.
Brian, it's wonderful. Thank you.
You gave me the greatest gift of all.